Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Tonight we going and have some fun. I just feel it to party the way we used to when we was young. Just put on something sexy so you'll be free to move around. Make sure the children okay. We ain't coming home until morning come. Tonight the black man feeling the party. Tonight the black man feeling the jam, 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 jam. Tonight the black man just feels the boogie woogie. Come on, hold on to your man, and let me do, and let me do, and let me do a little oi. the party. Tonight the black man feeling the jam, 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 jam. Tonight the black man just feels the boogie woogie. Come on, hold on to your man and let me do, and let me do, and let me do a little oi. Remember when we was courting, before we had this family. Anyway, Joey playing, two people short to be there was we. But since we start having children, to make them strong we give dance up. Tonight the black man feeling the party. Tonight the black man feeling the jam, 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 jam. Come on, hold on to your man and let me do, and let me do, and let me do a little oi.
Rise up, it's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Well, good morning to you everybody. How you doing? Yeah, you're feeling it, Good morning to you, Trinidad. Good morning, Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean. Good day to you. And of course, our friends and family who are streaming all around the globe. Different spaces, different time zones. Good day to you. And thank you very much for choosing us and being here on New Era TT Radio. The heartbeat of the Caribbean, where we take you above and beyond. As always, I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing on to you. Sir Charles, that's me checking in. Happy am I to be in your distinguished company this morning, people. And of course, remember, this is your Get Up and Go. Welcome everybody to the Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink.
All right. Good morning to Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Of course, you hear my voice, so you know what's going on.
Yeah, that.
It's awful. I had an awful day and an awful night. You know, but we're here, we're in the land of the living. All praises to him that has kept us here. You know, as I said, my apologies for my voice because I really struggled last year. Happy birthday to those celebrating birthdays today. I have a good friend. He's from Nicaragua. He lives in Caracas. He is celebrating his birthday today. Penrod Green is celebrating his birthday today. I have another birthday. I may have missed it. His name is Aiden Revenalis. I know his birthday is somewhere at the end here. but I may have missed it, you know. So my apologies if I missed your birthday hit.
What is the first person's name?
Penrod Green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's Nicaraguan, but he lives in Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
You remember I always talk about friends in Caracas?
Mm-hmm.
He is that one friend, he and his family.
All right. Well, all the people in Venezuela, good morning to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
First off the back foot, let me say, apologies to the people in the Gael field. They're having that distortion from flow again. That started with them since last night, and they're still having that problem. So you're getting the visual, but the audio is really distorted. So I'm hoping that somewhere along the line this morning they'll be able to clear it up. All right, but it's no fault of ours here on the net.
All right, I know this going through our music. Yeah, our music was kind of going in and out too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was my internet, but it's not. It won't surprise me if it is my internet, because I've gone back on Flow, and Flow is just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Flow again. Honestly.
They're just not flowing.
Yeah, I don't know what to say again about that.
My word.
Hi, good morning, guys. And of course, good morning to our listeners and viewers, wherever you are across the planet and in Trinidad, Tobago, and the Caribbean. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. And of course, we know you have a choice, and thanks for choosing us. So good morning. Of course, it is Thursday, so the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. That weekend just comes so quickly. So it's back here already, and it begins tonight at a second after midnight, and don't you forget it.
Mm-hmm. But it's not just the weekend now. It's this whole month of November just kind of speed by us. Yeah.
It did, yeah? It did speed by. You're right.
Yeah. So we have I know we have the good news segment at this point. I have two good news because you sent one kind of late, Wendell. So
well, that's the hour that I got it from Manish. Because remember they are 13 hours ahead of us.
So I was wondering just to push that to tomorrow, but I could play both because I already had one set up, which is more Christmassy.
All right.
So I kind of doing the Christmas lights thing. So anyway, let's get into our good news. We'll be right back.
Checklist. Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster. Go. Retro. Go. Vital. We're go fly. Guidance go. Surgeon. Go flight. Econ. We're go flight. GNC. We're go. Telling you. Go. Control. Go flight. Procedures. Go. Inco. Go. FAO. We are go. Network. Go. Recovery. Go. Capcom. We're go flight. Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch. Roger to that, Houston.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh my God. Kid's losing it. Sunny.
you got two doses of good news there. One Christmas related and one, of course, steel pan related. Michael Robinson out of Japan. So you got two sets there.
That was actually the open air concert that he wanted me to was hoping I was up there for, so I could sing. Well, Lord knows I couldn't even talk if I was there now. But that's Michael Robinson, one of our fans from Yokohama, Japan, giving us Mikel Teja, No Place Like Home, Japanese steel panists. Of course, you've seen a lot of young Japanese steel panists there with Michael Robinson leading the charge. Well done, Michael.
That was him in front there?
Yeah?
That was him in front with the shoulder?
Yeah, that's him in front. That's him in front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, that's him there. You know?
Nice, man. Things spreading in areas.
Yeah, well, he's been doing a fantastic job out there in Japan with our steel orchestra. You know, our steel pan, I should say. You know? All right. And where was the other one, Richard? Where's that video? What part of the United States?
I'm not sure. It just Christmas lights videos. There's so many, and they're getting more and more sophisticated and more
well, clearly
involved in terms of Christmas decorations. As lights have improved and lights have gotten smarter, people can do all sorts of stuff with it now.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
As you head straight to the Christmas season, because Christmas is what? It's like a little less than a month away now, isn't it?
A little under a month, yeah.
So
it's already at our doorstep.
So all those what is my old-time lights, so let's get rid of them and get rid of the program now and get the smart lights.
Yeah, well, smart bulbs are doing amazing things.
And they just look different, the whole...
Yeah. And better yet, if you could instruct it, if you get it hooked up to your Alexa, you could tell your lights what to do and when to do it and how to do it. It's truly amazing. Anyway.
Yep, lots of lights. Well, I suppose you could go to the stream now and just greet our guests in the comment section.
Yes.
So we could start that. Yeah.
If you ever sense me wanting to cough, Richard, take over. Eunice Dublin says good morning. Margaret Thomas, Valerie Mendoza, Ava Smith also says good morning. Brennan Smith, old lady Boy Bidesi from Debe, Manuela Peters, Felix Kazo, Marlon Motley, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Michael Cadet,
Sherwin and Juliet,
Maria Celia Odell Guy from up there in Sandy Grande, Erica Charles, Ozzy Molino, Debbie Modest, Kenny in Harlem, Diane Payne, Wendy Ann, and Frank James says happy Thanksgiving Day to Richard Wendell. Of course, today is Thanksgiving.
Today is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, in the United States.
Happy Thanksgiving to, the Americans in the stream.
Yeah, I used to do Thanksgiving at one time, but I haven't done it in a little while. Estelita Sampson says good morning. Don't put on your TV. Trini Merle Kitchen, Katy Ann Charles and Arlene in Bronxville, Texas. Joyce Phillip, Carla Hercules, Gavin Frank from Powder Magazine, Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach. Robert, I'm yet to open your voice. Just to tell you, my phone has remained on silent since the weekend. Carol Guevara, Trini Merle Kitchen from Oshawa, Brent Hackshaw, Trini in Nashville, Tennessee, Nicola McNichols, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Suzanne Jessup from Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. So the TNT government banned crypto for 2 years. Oh, okay, that happened in the parliament yesterday. I know there was a bill concerning cryptocurrency going through the parliament.
But the virtual assets bill.
Okay, so they banned it. Okay, all right.
Even though I'm like, how can you ban crypto in a sense, because it's kind of anonymous?
Yeah.
So there are ways you could probably work around it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know. Maybe they know best.
Yeah.
I don't see, and I'm not so sure what I mean. When our virtual assets bill came out, it's a little confusing because going from what Kwame Mbed said at the press conference, It went from 12 clauses to a 48-page amendment. So I'm not so sure what really it's covering and what really the purpose and intent is.
Yeah.
What is the issue? Why, if it's banning crypto for 2 years, why?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not so sure, you know.
Well, that affected me one way or the other because I've never been a fan of cryptocurrency. James Kamau says Grand Rising. Hans Yellow Heart Red. Pamela Grimshaw says blessings to the best trio on radio. Norris Ferguson, good morning, everyone. Elizabeth, who is Suzette Jessup, says good morning. Apollonius, good morning and season's greetings. Anthony Tinto, Grand Rising to the breakfast crew, to all locked on. Trini is chatting away. Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona says good morning. Bridget Buchanan, DL says good morning, guys. YouTube feed was glitching for me between 6:05 and yeah, it was glitching on my side too. Alison Haynes, blessings to you all and give it thanks. Deborah Noel Seret, good morning to the breakfast crew. David McCarthy, terrific trio. Claire Lendor Rawlings, Ellen Prescott, Beauty Culture. Doreen Pierre says, happy Thanksgiving from my household to yours. Florence Bazi, Trinidad Margot, Mrs. R, Ron DeSantis Jr.
Morning, Mrs. R.
Bernadette and Melissa Yates. Mrs. R says, Trinity Mall not finished, reliable sources I know. That's Mrs. R telling you that, Richard. Rena Booty, Janet, Katian Townsend. Thanks for welcoming me back. I was back since yesterday, actually. Patricia Reed, and I gotta go again. Sankofa say bountiful graces and blessings. Shoma Paul, Wendy and James says happy Thanksgiving Day to my sister Glenda in New Jersey. Julia Samantha says good morning and Slick Money. Those are the greetings I have thus far on the chat.
All right, so
yeah, you know we always come to you after, right, Sitcha?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just checking up on some other stuff too. I'm kind of following the Galileo thing, so please forgive me, right?
Oh, no problem. You forgive me.
Yeah. Good morning to Kenton Laventel. Good morning to Faith. Good to have you on the chat. Carlin and Kelly, good day to you. Mr. Billy and the Powder Magazine people. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good day. Frank in Aruka. Captain Ron, Felicia John, he's back in Orlando. Mr. Beeps in PT Valley. Debbie, good day to you. Junior, good day to you. Freya, long-time girlfriend, but good day to you. And also to, all right, this is Brent out there in St. Vincent, the Grenadines, who goes to polls today. Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, a sixth term he's seeking. 25 years he's in the driver's seat. So, all the best.
That last message there. I'm not sure if I should, well, I mean, I'm pointing to it, but is that true? Joyce Phillip? Wow. If that's true, that's sad.
So,
but I'm watching a video here with a police officer jumping out of a marked police car. First thing he puts a cigarette in his mouth. He has a cigarette in his mouth. And then he's running behind someone and he takes off his handcuffs and tells the handcuff behind the person and goes tumbling to the ground. I swear, we live in a comedy, you know. We are living in a comedy. Richard Raghubar Singh, Charles Davis, we are living in a comedy. My God, Richard, you must be salivating when you are reading and watching all these things. How can I monetize this? Guess what? Just show it. Just do it. Just act it out.
I haven't seen that video. So.
I don't see it.
That's all. The video I saw with police yesterday was with a man and child, and mother and child, a couple with two children, each had a child in their hands, and they were stopped by a REMA police for some reason. But the mother got out of the situation, and the father, and somebody had to come and take the child from the father. But some of the people watching on were saying, but the man have a child in his hand. What are y'all doing? And the child was distressed and screaming. You know, but I'm not so sure what it was about. I don't know. But I saw that video. It was a little distressing to watch.
Well, Josie Richardson is saying the video is an old video filmed in Cedros, and the officer is apparently intoxicated. Well, he had to be drunk. Once you get you in a police car, you're smoking. You come out of the car smoking. And you're running behind somebody and pelt the handcuffs behind them and fall. Comedy.
Westwood Park.
Westwood Park wasn't a comedy, but
it wasn't okay. Full comment.
You never watched Westwood Park, obviously.
You know, I haven't looked at it in completion.
But anyway, this is the point at which we take a break, and so we'll be right back.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Laughing children tug at Mr. Santa. Teddy bears.
Feel the laughter, the lights, the love. That's what Christmas feels like.
Christmas Eve, casually I was walking down the street. One Christmas Eve, casually
We keep the joy alive and the music playing all season long. Merry Christmas from your friends at New Era TT Radio, taking you above and beyond.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Black cake sell-off, pasta sell-off, ham and pepper sauce, candles of course, decor and jewelry, clothes for you and me, everything sell-off.
This Christmas, come down to the Center of Excellence Terrenia Hall on Sunday, November 30th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the Sell-Off Christmas Market. Over 100 local vendors bringing the best of Trinbago, food, fashion, crafts, and pure Christmas vibes. Brought to you by the Passers-by TT in partnership with the ODEM Global Group. Visit passersbytt.com for updates.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it. Of course, we are back after that break on the breakfast show. I'm just making sure my mic is on, that I'm not having any mic problems. Of course, this is the point at which we go through the dailies for this morning. So, of course, I have the newspaper, so I can.
I just wanted to tell Joyce Philip, I saw the news trending on social media just now, but I can't. I'm not convinced it's accurate yet, so I won't. But I just saw it. Go ahead, Richard.
Is it something that you want to share with us?
It's a story saying that the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, Ralph Gonzalez, was stabbed in an altercation with some guys. Some guys rushed him and stabbed him. I just saw the story there on social media, but I'm not sure it's true. If it's true, and I hope he is safe and sound. If it's true.
Well, I was going to say if there are any Vincentians in our stream, we could probably clarify.
Yeah.
Because I think we have 1 or 2 people from St. Vincent. Well, I don't know how many, but we have people from St. Vincent in the stream. Of course, they wouldn't be watching it on Gaia this morning because of the distortion, but it may be on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we have one person there. So, Brent, if there's anything, you could probably give us a little update.
All right.
And verify whether it's true or not.
Yeah. Verify. So.
Yeah. So, all right. So, anyway, let me get into the daily newspapers for this morning. I will start with the Newsday because it's the one that's in front of me. The Newsday for today on the front page, the main headline is gun-toting ministers. AG hits opposition hypocrisy on Stand Your Ground. And he said, I don't know if you saw that statement where he said they all of those in the front bench there on the opposition, all of them have more than one firearm or something to that effect.
The AG said so?
Something to that effect, he did. I saw it on news last night, and I was like, I don't know. All due respect, AG, I don't know how responsible it is to say something like that. But, so he hits the opposition hypocrisy on Stand Your Ground, gun-toting PNM ministers. You're trying to make gun-toting PNM MP, sorry. I suppose you're trying to make the point that why you're opposing it when you also have access, etc., etc. There's contraband in prison events. PM, no U.S. Marines in Trinidad and Tobago. And not in support, Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West MP Stuart Young speaks during debate on the home invasion, self-defense and defense of property bill, which he criticized during a sitting of the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Well, that was always going to be a little controversial, that law, because of course you had people who were in support of it and some people who were not in support of it. I'm talking about in the citizenry. It was always going to, I suppose, generate some sort of commentary. Anyway, on the back page, and well, the opposition would have given their reasons why I guess they were objecting. NAP Signal Hill clash, Benedict still in it, SSFL title on the line, Green Machine snatch East Zone Intercall title, and of course a big congratulations to Arima Boys IRC, my alma mater, in terms of whipping the rest of the competition in the under 12 and under 15 category in football. So congrats to you, Arima Boys IRC. NAP Signal Hill clash with SSF title, Lakers win 5th straight clinch West Group B, and Arsenal.
Your mic gone off, Richard. It's still off.
Yeah, something might have happened because I just accidentally shoved it now. So anyway, Green Machine win at the death snatch East Zone Intercol title in Athlete Cycling Street closes City Month celebrations. And thanks Newsday for showing off that the River Boys RC won those titles because it's not here. So anyway, that's it for the Newsday. The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today: mystery landing. Conflicting reports surrounding presence of a U.S. military aircraft in Tobago. Chief Secretary to launch probe. Oh no. Trinidad isn't exhausted. Trinidad and Tobago is not exhausted in terms of probes into every goddamn thing. Anyway, the plane land. A big plane that got people nervous because of the sound of the plane. So people in Tobago West,
that sounds like a Richie Spice tune, you know. The plane land, yes, the plane land.
Yeah, because the plane land and the plane take off and it was very noisy, apparently. So people got nervous that something was happening, right? Because you don't be excitable like that these days. And so the Prime Minister was asked about it after she left Parliament, when she left Parliament yesterday. I think it was Akash Samaru asked her about it, plane in Tobago. Or somebody, maybe it's not Akash. And she said, well, they came to help to deal with some of the runway works or something like that.
Pitch Road.
The runway.
Road passing,
Yeah. Something to do with the runway. but CNCG News said they also spoke to some airport workers and they said, no, it wasn't to fix any runway. It was to bring some tank. I assume it's a tank for gasoline to go underground or something like that to deal with refueling of aircraft, I assume. Something along that line. Some tank that's supposed to be there. And Father Augustine said he didn't know anything about the plane or something like that. So there were three conflicting things. In the news last night, and they're saying that.
Yes.
They're actually saying that there are three conflicting explanations about it. So I suppose that's why they're carrying it as mystery landing, because Guardian is their brother in terms of newspaper. And so conflicting reports surrounding presence of a U.S. military aircraft in Tobago. Chief Secretary to launch probe. PM, no mention of Venezuela in talks with U.S. General Dan Kane. She did say that also in that interview after Parliament. Because they asked if they talked about Venezuela, and she said, and the simple answer is no.
But the U.S. General already contradicted that, didn't he?
I don't know if he did. Did he?
I think so. I think they reported that he mentioned Venezuela.
But I don't know. That would
have been in yesterday's papers.
Okay, but anyway, she said no. UAE investment mission. So there is a UAE investment mission right now in UAE, made up of Jolene John, Saddam Hussein, and somebody else. Was it Sean Sobers? Sean Sobers.
I saw a video with three of them. Sean and Saddam dressed like UAE, like Arabs. They had on the whole outfit.
Yeah.
The Arabs wear.
So anyway, obviously this is pursuant, I think, from the news last night, it's pursuant to the whole blueprint, revitalization blueprint, because I think where they visited is one of the major port managers in the UAE that manages the port in Khalifa and about 50 ports around the world. So I don't know if they're looking at that manager to manage the port in Trinidad. I don't know. Or certainly to invest in. So that's the revitalization blueprint, I guess, on the move. On the back page, Red Force Vive for title shot. So that's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And last but by no means least, Daily Express, front page headline, TNT no base for war. As American military aircraft leave Tobago after helping with roadway in inverted commas, Canada denies discussion with U.S. General about Venezuela. TNT no base for war. 2,500 students to get laptops today. Retired cop wins $0.2 million lawsuit against TTPS. And On the back page, more news as usual. Disturbing encounter. Alexander launches probe into Piaco's treatment of deaf visitor, which I think is kudos to the Minister of Homeland Security for this one.
Yeah.
Because many times we've had incidents that have been made public with immigration issues, and they have not been dealt with by ministers in this kind of way and in a rapid way like this.
Yeah.
So I want to say kudos to him because other ministers have not done it in this kind of way.
You're right. He called her. They called her. They made a call to her. They apologized to her.
Yeah.
And they've launched an investigation.
And he also suggested that maybe immigration officers need to go into enhanced customer service training and stuff like that. So I thought this was good on his part. So I want to give him kudos for dealing with it promptly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I join you in that. Because we would have shown that video if people don't know what we speak about.
Yeah, we did show it. Amin on URP, radio hosts and relatives of opposition, others living abroad on list. The weight of the absence is felt. Radio hosts, relatives of opposition, and others living abroad on list. She's talking about URP people, I guess.
So Charles, you in Trinidad?
So
and I'm off the list. I'm off the list.
Forged the CXC certificates to join TTPS, woman facing fraud charges. Superior Regional Corporation, or if you're from Superior Regional Corporation mourns slain councillor. The weight of the absence is felt. And I think a lot of them were in tears yesterday about the whole situation. Serious threat, CEO Daring warns CWI must cut costs to protect future. St. Augustine, Five Rivers win East Intercal titles. Danbu joins Red Force for Hurricanes match. Chandler Paul King get runs in warm-up. England youths win 5th ODI. And that's it for the 3 dailies this morning.
And Carlisle Cupid, you're so right. If our Joint Chiefs, the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff come here to discuss regional security, the biggest story trending in the Caribbean now is about what's happening in Venezuela. How is it possible not to discuss Venezuela? You know, I swear sometimes these people really take everybody for fools. Oh, goodness.
I just want to give kudos also to Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for mentioning.
You might go on again. The karma working against you. You saw what the big up Arima Boys RC. Look at what's happening.
Well, I'm glad you heard that it was Arima Boys RC.
I know it's Arima.
So it's a big article that says Arima Boys RC wins 2 championships. So thank you, Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, for recognizing that. So that's it for all 3 dailies this morning. Well, of course, just to remind you, our guest this morning will be Josiah Austin, the mayor of Arima. I suppose the mayor of Arima, who, can I finish? The mayor of Arima, who was supposed to be our guest today, gracefully withdrew by simply not answering Sir Charles. And
as gracefully as that.
Good recovery, though.
I simply not answering Sir Charles when he called to confirm. I don't know if he got wind that we wanted to know what's happening for Christmas in Arima. And he realized
it's Wendell himself was not, Wendell is scared of the mayor.
And he realized he had nothing to say about that. And say, you know what?
Wendell scared of the mayor.
That's it.
All I ask is, what is the mayor coming to speak about? That's all I ask. Because I don't know that anything special is happening in Arima. Richard, do you?
Well, apparently not. That's why the mayor didn't bother to answer Sir Charles. I don't know if he blockaded Sir Charles, but
oh Lord,
things are happening to the Piaco, so we will have.
Well, yeah. So the chairman of the Piaco Corporation will be our guest this morning. Finally, he's a little bit better now because he was under the weather for since a week, actually. So he graciously agreed to speak with us today. So he'll be our guest in the next hour.
There is a cold going around. I hope there is a cold going.
So that's it for our newspapers this morning. Of course, we can always open up. There's a point at which we open up the lines and come up with a poll. So I assume Mandela's coming up with a poll. Some people are commenting in frustration what is going on with Gael, Sir Charles. I'm getting a stream of messages on my phone. I'm not checking my phone. Saying what the hell is going on.
Gael has been having some problems with flow since yesterday. It was corrected yesterday later, but apparently last night it started back again. So I don't know what is the issue between Gael and flow. If it's
happening again, then the same resolution that you did yesterday is the same button you had to press today, not so Wendell.
Well, that's not the first time that has happened, though, where they go off up until the 8 o'clock news. Like, nobody detects it up until the 8 o'clock news, and only at that point in time, they realize, hey, this button off.
Yeah, because that's when they're now showing up to work.
Yeah, clearly. So I think that is what is happening.
Oh, God, that button, nobody press that button again. You mean I had to go to my bed early and catch that maxi? Oh God, I don't know. And whoever it is that had to press the button, I don't know who it is.
That come like when there was flooding in Port of Spain one year, right? And the council met and we inquired as to the flooding in Port of Spain. And we had Ministry of Works officials come in to speak to us. And they said, and I can say this now because I'm not in the council anymore. They said at the time, the man who to switch on the pump live in Grandy and he'd already gone home. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Here after lunch. They said the man who to switch on the pump gone home already and he live in Grandy. That is why Port of Spain flood at time. I kid you not.
So it had no second in command and he went with the key to work.
Nothing. Them people just hold on to their job,
He went home with the key for the room or something?
He went home with whatever. He was the first that he walked. You see like it has some men walk to come out 5 o'clock in the morning to turn them thing in the road, them talk or whatever they call it. Nobody else doing that. That is your work.
I think it's whatever the resolution was yesterday is the same resolution today. If it's exactly the same problem, and because it started to happen late last night, whoever's supposed to deal with that problem ain't coming to work until 8 o'clock this morning. I think it's simple as that, Wendell, according to what you just talked about there. Yeah. And that is a big corporation. I am sure it's something as simple as that the person who had to do it say, oh, good, it's gone off 11 o'clock. Well, I ain't going back there now. They're mad. They'll see me 8 o'clock in the morning. And what show it had? The breakfast show. They're on YouTube and Facebook. Let people go there. You feel we don't know we people?
Yep. Yeah. That's it.
Am I lying? Am I telling on truths about about people?
Trinity to the bone.
Tell me.
Any of you, but the lines are open to you, so you can give us a call, right? 281-1315, 299-5156. And if you are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, give us a call. Let us know what is going on in your area today.
Yeah, people in St. Vincent.
Well, Sankofa messaged earlier on and saying he's not seen it on the St. Vincent and the Vincentian news. So it's probably fake. So I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else comment on it since we brought it up.
But anyway, the lines are open because we have these gaps of silence because I'm working with two older guys. 281-1315, 281-1315, or 299-5156. I think I know where your poll went already, 299-5156 and 281-1315. We have a call on the line, Sir Charles?
Yes, we do. Good morning to you, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I want to start off by saying I want to make two points. Before I just want to say again, I want to condolences again related to the death of Mr. Richard Walcott, who was cremated yesterday. His family, the Walcott and the Stevens and the Billy and all of them was there giving the support. So I want to put that out. The first point I want to deal with is the prisons management of this prisons in Trinidad and Tobago. As you all will know, over time we have seen where contraband have been seized going into the prison, both by prison officers and also somehow by drones dropping it and all these different means. My suggestion, this is sometimes we criticize things but don't give a solution. We might have to think about maybe privatizing this prison, because it seems like the local people are doing an awful job in terms of this prison coming anyway, because it has been years we have been hearing about these issues and it's not improving. Look what we heard yesterday or the day before yesterday, where something like about I think it's cocaine and all this thing were found in the prison. So we're in a bad way with that. My second point is the issue with the young lady. I think she's hearing impaired or something like that. And the immigration officer stopped her, well, actually was going through the procedure with her and was very, very unpleasant. I want to thank, as you all, somebody said there, the minister and the Ministry of Homeland Security in how they are doing the damage control. Because those are the first set of people you meet when you're coming back into the country. And we need to have people more professional in doing their jobs, right? Because what they did there is a lot of damage to Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm not saying punish is all the way to go, but maybe training. And I heard somewhere that they want to issue training to the staff. Because, I mean, when you have a job which is a powerful authority, do not abuse it. Do not abuse it. Because when you abuse the gift given by God, you just take it away. I want to tell all those immigration, customs, all in authority to remember it's a gift given by God you have. I experienced it in the defense force for 30 years, and I always put that in front. God gave me this gift to be elevated to the highest rank, and do not abuse it. And I have lived with that, and it has been a good teaching for me. Thank you guys for the most opportunity. Thanks.
All right, I gave all you 3 possible polls, right? I put 2 more after the first one, right? I gave 3 possible polls based on the stories we dealt with this morning, right? I think that issue with the prison, is it that they crawl through some space and find like a whole pile of contraband stuff?
They find a mini-mart up in the ceiling.
Mini-mart, they say?
But they say the events, but I was confused what events they have. But then I don't know if it's the ceiling or the events. Because if you're in MSP, there might be some events. Because you have, but in Golden Grove, in Remand, I don't know what events they have except the holes with the bricks. That's the event.
Well, it can't be that. It can't be that. It had to be something with ducking.
Yes, it had to be with ducking.
Yeah.
And clearly. Wow. Caller, good morning.
Good, Charles. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Abby.
Wendell, good morning. Richard, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I thought it was a little mini hardware and that's up in that ceiling, yes? In a prison. So I say, well, okay, they are entrepreneurs. The prisoners are entrepreneurs. So they are the small hardware to do the work. So nothing wrong with that, right? Next thing concerning St. Drugs, you all remember last Friday or last Thursday, when they found drugs in a container with marijuana, I believe it was traditional packets, in our warehouse, abandoned warehouse in Esseco or somewhere there. How come we never hear anything about that? That's the incident where the 2 sets of police officers bounced up. 3 from Central and some from Northern Division. They came and they met each other there. And there was some kind of controversy. And the explanation, one of the police officers, Simon, and the other one gave, it was kind of sounding mixed up, a kind of way. Like they were not sure why the police from Central came there. But the Express had that report and Ian Allen had it as well. We never heard how many kilos of marijuana or whatever drugs it were, how many of that was found. We never heard about that. So I think the Commissioner of Police like to be conveniently giving the information to satisfy or to justify his SOE when it is to please him. And I find that is wrong. Tell us every time you find a whole quantity of whatever it is, let us know the street value, because you only like to tout on millions and millions of drugs were found somewhere. How come we never hear that as soon as people say? And my final point is this. Last night when the Prime Minister was speaking about the aircraft that was in Tobago, I'm gonna tell you, I thought I could understand English, but I didn't understand a word she said pertaining to why that aircraft was there. Because if the chief secretary said, nobody tell me anything, oh, I didn't know that, she saw things on social media, and for the Prime Minister to come and say it was there to assist in road routes for the airport, I find that kind of strange. Why didn't she say that? Why didn't she tell Paddy that there's a good friend? You know, he had to ask about it. So I think this government we just had to beg for something. We had to beg them for answer. We had to beg them for this, beg them for the other. Anyway, I'll wait to see. You all have a wonderful day.
Well, yesterday the Prime Minister also didn't know what's going on if we had an ambassador in Venezuela. She also didn't know. She said, I can't answer that. I don't know if you had to speak to Sean Tobas. She didn't know. Trinidad, sweet. Trinidad is a paradise.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Sir Charles, you decide on this poll and put it up, eh?
Yeah, man. I'd already tapped the first one. I'll go to the third one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, caller, are you there?
Yes, I was just waiting for Richard and Wendell to finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
A blessed good morning to Charles, Richard, and Wendell. I just call us to say good morning, and people, the weekend has begun. I'm so enjoying your program. I just like how you all have an open forum. People can call in and have many topics to talk about. But right now, my mind is blank. I just enjoying the ambience of you all. And I know the cock show on this weekend, Richard?
No, next weekend, next Saturday.
All right, people, next weekend, the biggest show in town is on.
The cock show?
Gentlemen, a great program as usual. So you'll have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone.
All right.
Thanks very much.
By the time you're done, the amount of names this play have.
This play have, eh?
This is our poll for this morning. Do you support the intervention of the Minister of National Security in the Piaco incident involving the hearing impaired passenger? That's the poll for this morning. Do you support the intervention of the Minister of National Security? And the poll disappeared. Okay.
During the incident of the hearing impaired person at Piaco, all right? That's the short.
Yeah. Well, in relation to that,
Yeah.
yes. So that's the poll for this morning.
All right.
I think Sir Charles is altering it slightly. Wendell didn't give you the bacchanal.
What bacchanal?
It was a bacchanal Monday.
Oh.
We had a poll.
And
Sir Charles called him Colin Imber.
Oh, gosh.
Sir Charles thought for the last 10 years his name was Colin.
No.
Yes.
You're
I
lying.
think give it a bacchanal.
Colin?
No, Colin. I said, Sir Charles, for 10 years the man there, and you call the man Colin?
But he there over 20, there what, 30-something years?
Besides that, yes. He told him the man's name was Colin. I needed to share that with you.
Colin Edward. Okay.
It was a typo.
You know, that is what you call spinning, and I'm glad there are people in the stream who are witnessed to the fact that he legitimately thought it was Colin.
Yeah. I think what else was, you remember on the keyboard, the N and the M kind of close, you know? So.
Yeah, we were taking with the eyes.
Oh. We are going for the news and come back, people, right? Continue with the vote on the poll.
Black cake sell-off, pasta sell-off, ham and pepper sauce, candles of course, decor and jewelry, clothes for you and me, everything sell-off.
This Christmas Christmas. Come down to the Center of Excellence, Terrenia Hall on Sunday, November 30th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the sell-off Christmas market. Over 100 local vendors bringing the best of Trinbago, food, fashion, crafts, and pure Christmas vibes. Brought to you by the Passers-by TT in partnership with the ODEM Global Group. Visit passersbytt.com for updates.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. The United States Embassy in Port of Spain has clarified that no foreign government is involved in its visa decisions. This comes just days after Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander reportedly wrote to the embassy requesting support for visa revocations against individuals spreading what he described as destabilizing content in Trinidad and Tobago. The discussion follows last week's revocation of the U.S. visa belonging to activist and businessman Gary Aboud. The embassy stated it does not revoke visas based on free expression, but may do so in cases involving criminal activity. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar also confirmed her government had no role in the matter, saying U.S. visa decisions fall solely under the jurisdiction of Washington. The embassy says all visa matters are determined independently and based on U.S. law. Police and prison officers carried out a major intelligence-led operation at the maximum security prison in Aruca on Tuesday, uncovering a large stash of contraband hidden inside the ceiling ventilation system. Between 5:30 and 9 p.m., officers crawled several meters through cramped vent spaces, searching for items believed to be stored there by an organized contraband network. By the end of the sweep, they recovered 62 cell phones, 235 packs of cigarettes, 3 kilograms of marijuana, 8 grams of cocaine, weapons including a shortened cutlass and knife, along with digital scales, electrical circuits, power banks, Wi-Fi equipment, and over $2,000 in cash. Also seized were tattoo needles, headsets, chargers, clothing items, and other prison-banned material. Officials say it is one of the most significant finds inside the MSP in recent years. The operation was coordinated by Police Commissioner Alistair Guevaro and supervised by senior prison officers and specialized police units. Some of the laptops promised to Form 1 students have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago, marking progress on the government's reinstated laptop program. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Paterath confirmed that the shipment was delivered through TT Post, with B-Mobile acting as the procurement agency and his ministry overseeing the process. He said most of the devices are expected to arrive within the next 2 weeks, and distribution to students should begin shortly after the Ministry of Education receives them. Paterath described the initiative as another promise kept by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar, highlighting features such as laptop bags with charging ports. About 18,000 devices are to be provided to students for the new school year, a return to a program first launched between 2010 and 2015. Education stakeholders have welcomed the move, calling it an investment in technology access and student development. The Ministry of Homeland Security has launched a full investigation into what it calls a disturbing immigration encounter involving a hearing-impaired U.S. visitor at the Piarco International Airport. Minister Roger Alexander met virtually with the traveler Shantice McKenzie, who detailed her experience and concerns about the treatment she received while seeking assistance for her disability. Alexander and senior officials issued a formal apology on behalf of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, saying immigration officers must reflect values of dignity, respect, and national hospitality. The minister announced enhanced training for all immigration personnel, focusing on customer service, disability awareness, and communication with travelers needing special assistance. He says any officer found to have breached protocol will face disciplinary action and assured that visitors must feel welcomed and supported in Trinidad and Tobago. In the region, even as United States Military Chief General Dan Kane arrived in Trinidad and Tobago yesterday, large demonstrations unfolded just across the Gulf of Paria in Venezuela. In Caracas, At least 3 major roadways were shut down for a 5-kilometer march organized by the ruling United Socialist Party. Hundreds took to the streets waving flags, drumming and chanting loyalty to the Venezuelan nation, with Justice Minister Diosdado Cabello among those present. The marches continued as General Kane spent just 2 hours in Trinidad and Tobago, meeting Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. They discussed drug trafficking and transnational crime amid increased United States military presence in the Caribbean, including more than 15,000 troops and multiple warships. The U.S. says its deployment aims to curb narcotics entering its shores, while Venezuela's leadership insists its people will defend sovereignty and never surrender. In international news, soldiers in Guinea-Bissau say they have taken control of the country, appearing on state television just hours after gunfire was reported near the presidential palace, 3 days after national elections. A military spokesperson announced that the president has been deposed, all state institutions suspended, borders closed, and media activity halted. He claimed the army uncovered a plot to manipulate election results with the involvement of politicians, foreign nationals, and a known drug trafficker, but provided no evidence. Both incumbent President Umaro Sissoko Embalo and opposition candidate Fernando Diaz da Costa had already declared victory, even though official results were not yet released. Embalo later told French media he had been arrested, but not harmed. This marks yet another coup in West Africa. And Guinea-Bissau, long troubled by instability, remains a key transit point for the Latin America to Europe drug trade. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Real talk in real time and real vibes on New Era TT Radio. Yeah. 12 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Welcome inside the second hour of the breakfast show. Happy we to be in your company. Yeah, we're glad to be here with you people this morning, getting up all over the globe. Thank you very much for choosing us. And well, still checking to see what's going on with the Gaia feed, right? So we do apologize for that. But just to let you know, people, remember, after the breakfast show, YouTube and Facebook people right now, you can get us all day, every day at newerattradio.com. That's newerattradio.com. New Era TT Radio, put it in your browser. That way you get us on TuneIn. And if you get us on TuneIn, guess what? You're able to program us on your Google and Alexa devices. Although the Alexa still kind of iffy enough, but we'll deal with that. Also, like, subscribe, follow the channels, because we need to push the subscription up, and also hit the support buttons when you go to our channels also, right? Your support is always welcome and needed. So our poll question today: do you support the intervention of the Minister of Homeland Security in the Piaco incident involving the hearing impaired passenger? You're voting yes or no first. All your comments can come after that, right? And of course, we're supposed to have our guests coming in on the other side of that too. So plenty of things are happening, but stay with us here on The Breakfast Show. Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gaia Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising, so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Black cake sell-off, pastel sell-off, ham and pepper sauce, candles of course, decor and jewelry, clothes for you and me, everything sell off.
This Christmas, come down to the Center of Excellence, Terrenia Hall on Sunday, November 30th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the Sell-Off Christmas Market. Over 100 local vendors bringing the best of Trinbago, food, fashion, crafts, and pure Christmas vibes. Brought to you by the Passers-by TT in partnership with the ODEM Global Group. Visit passersbytt.com for updates.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
The other day I went Venezuela and I fall in love with a señorita. I hardly know the lingo, but I really know what she know.
It's a time for giving, caring, and sharing.
It's things like this that get me mad. Who stole the rubbish from my yard? Christmas is here once again.
A time for loving and remembering what really matters most. Greater than from our family to yours, Merry Christmas and a blessed season from New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only, Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall, and at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapper box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need found to watch corn. Don't miss it.
All right, so we're back on the breakfast show this morning, just after the news, of course. And of course, this is the point at which we get into our polling. I just want to remind listeners and viewers, if you're watching us, of course, that your Dolly Foul to Watch Corn is on next week, Saturday. It's our final show. And San Fernando, you got the final show at Sapper. One show only, Saturday the 6th of December. Showtime is 8:30 p.m. Tickets are available now at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center, and Brentwood Mall, and Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. There is a Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. You can go in there and you can get tickets there. And of course, the Sapper box office will open on Monday from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Get your tickets early. We're looking to go out, with a fantastic show. And we're looking forward to it. And, 3 of the cast members, believe it or not, are from San Fernando, are from South Trinidad. So looking forward to that final show. Next week, Saturday, you don't need foul to watch corn. Of course, you can also purchase the tickets online. RSR Productions Theatre on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can get the information on how to purchase your tickets online. All right, so we can get into our poll results at this point. Our poll is for this morning, for those of you listening and not seeing it up on the screen. Do you support the intervention of the Minister of Homeland Security in the Piarco incident involving the hearing impaired passenger? We'd have played that video, and I did say kudos to him this morning, because many times ministers of national security are not very proactive about when incidents like that happen and addressing it so promptly. So kudos to him. So that's our poll this morning. So we'll start taking the results. Wendell, are you ready?
My apologies. Yes, sir. Joyce Phillip says yes. Nicola McNichols, yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. You mean Homeland Security? What did we say? No Homeland Security, we said?
I said National Security by error. You're right. It's Homeland Security, sorry.
Yeah.
Used to be National Security.
No problem. Miguel Gonzalez says yes. Gregory Boyer, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Sherma Paul, yes. Joyce Phillip, yes. Robert Allen says yes. DL says yes. Preston Allen McQuilkin, that's a brand new name, says yes. Howard Hernandez, yes. Ava Smith, yes. Eunice Dublin, yes. Brennan Smith, yes. At least he got something correct. Brennan Smith, you're not serious. Nicola McNichols. Oh Lord, Richard, going back to that column in Joseph Clemens says yes. David McCarthy, yes. Sankofa said no. Is he a police? Well, he's a minister, Sankofa. Miles Walcott says that is part of their job, yes. Cheryl Henry didn't vote. Margaret Thomas, yes. Suzanne Jessup, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Ingrid from Tucson, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Colted Finch, yes. Carol Guevara, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Diana Hamill, yes. Josie Richardson, yes. Valerie Mendoza, yes. Apollonius, yes. Wayne Joseph, yes. Cheryl Henry finally votes yes. Ooh. Bernadette Yates, yes. Trini Merle Kitchen, yes. Colted Finch is saying it's Flo who need to apologize, not Gaia. Michael Cadet says yes. Andre votes yes. Andre, hearing impaired doesn't mean that you can't hear at all, okay? Just letting you know that, right? Hearing impaired means you may have hearing issues. You may not hear in one ear, you may not hear completely, but it doesn't mean that you're totally deaf. Scorpion Pepper says yes. Stephen Harper says yes. Florence Bazzi. What? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Lincoln Foxtrot says yes. Ron DeSantis Jr. says yes. And Kazim Mohammed says yes.
All right, so Pauline says hell yes, with plenty S's. Afria says yes. Kenwin says yes. Junior says yes. Brenda says yes. Sandra, don't pay a message. Okay, we didn't get Sandra. Linda says yes. Rockaway says yes. Captain Ron says a big yes. Mr. Billy says yes, yes, yes. Sean Ram says yes. And Anand, who I've not seen for a little while, says yes. That's what we have on the WhatsApp so far.
Nobody has seen him for a while or hear from him.
Are there any additional votes, Wendell?
No, Kazim Mohammed was my last vote.
All right, so our poll this morning: do you support the intervention of the Minister of Homeland Security in the Piarco incident involving the hearing impaired passenger? We'd have played that video. We had 54 people voting on the poll this morning, and of the 54 people voting, 53 of you said yes, one person said no. So the yeas have it by a huge margin, on an overwhelming margin, saying yes, they do support the intervention of the Minister of Homeland Security into that incident. So there you have it for our poll this morning. So the poll is now officially done.
All right.
I just wanted to mention something. Yeah, our guest is backstage, I think. I just want to mention something because remember we talked about the virtual assets services providers bill, virtual assets and virtual asset survivor services providers bill 2025 called VASP. Okay. I was wondering what was the purpose of the bill. So I kind of went looking on the website of the Ministry of Finance, and they said the bill proposes a temporary prohibition on VASP business operations, thereby giving Trinidad and Tobago 2 years to build a robust regulatory framework that meets international standards. Why is this critical? The Financial Action Task Force has raised urgent concerns about the growing misuse of virtual assets by illicit actors such as money laundering, terrorist and proliferation financing, frauds and scams with victims in Trinidad and Tobago. Without proper regulation, virtual assets can be exploited to move illicit funds across borders, evade detection, and undermine financial integrity. So if you wanted to get a sense of why, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Money laundering.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
So we can bring in our guest, but obviously Sir Charles is not doing it, so I will do it. So let me just go to our... All right, so good morning. Good morning, Mr. Austin. Thanks so much.
His mic is silent. You have to put on your mic.
Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear. You sound very healthy. So
you say the man was faking, Richard?
No, I didn't say that at all.
Oh.
I spoke to him, so I knew he wasn't at all. He was like, he was under the weather for sure.
Well, that bug spread all over the place, Josiah, because Lord knows I have
everybody, people just going down one after the next.
Yeah. I don't know what. I haven't heard a name for it yet or a reason for it, but it just caught me off guard, you know?
Yeah, all sorts of different symptoms. Yeah, but thank God we up and running, man.
We survive. All right.
Yes,
Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
We're talking to the Piaco business, and I think you have some stuff to share with us.
But before you get into the Tunapuna week, which is what we want to talk about that. I know that the last time we spoke, Chairman Austin, it was concerning a rumor or information that had come out concerning the issuing of some funds and so on that the corporations, the issue of the
property tax.
Property tax, yes.
Property tax.
Right. Since then, what has been the situation with that? I do know that you were fortunate to be one of the corporations where your members got the back pay. I think only 7 corporations got it, and I think Tunapuna Piaco was one. Wasn't that so? Isn't that correct?
Right. Yes. One of the final few. Yeah.
What has happened since? Any change in that situation in terms of release of funds?
Well, with respect to the back pay, the last we've heard is that the other 7 will receive in the mid-year, while all were hopeful of receipt in within this year. Or right after this budget, we have to wait until that mid-year point to receive. So we have seven corporations, 4 PNM-led corporations, 3 UNT-led corporations waiting until that period. Yeah.
And the other issue of release of funds to get the corporation productive. Well, how has that been since we last spoke? Because a budget would have been read since then.
Yeah. Well, as you would know, we had some significant cuts. Our corporation being one of them, and since then we would have to. The property tax money did not come as expected, and as we are right now, we had to make some significant cuts, especially when it comes to development projects. So with our development projects, we may be able to execute some roads, some drains, but some of the other projects like play parks and computerization and other things that we'd hope for, we have to do without now. With respect to releases, some of the regular releases are very slow. I have some other corporations. I just spoke to Arima very late last evening, trying to assist them when it comes to how they would move forward with their situation. We're not getting the releases for office rental, our incidentals to run the office, and usually we get that with our secretary's stipend. We're getting the secretary stipend, but we're not getting the incidental to run the office and the office rent. That is something that corporations are grappling with, and now the situation is dire now, and to the effect that they now have to utilize revenue. So those are some of the issues, the new issues that we are faced with.
Because that was something that was recently also increased, the issue of the incidentals and the rental spaces.
Yeah. So I'm not certain if these things are happening and accommodations for it is not taking place. Similarly, the back pay, So those are things that, kind of worrying, and things that we are looking at very closely. But every month we have to make adjustments. Yeah.
So let me get this one question out of the way early too. The issue of Eddie Had Grung. I got a post from one of our ardent fans in the chat. He's there chatting away also. Concerning the Eddie Had Grung and that space, what was designed for that space and so on. What is happening? But I do know that they had hoarded it off to do some improvements. But what What is the update on that space?
They were building a pavilion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A pavilion. Yes. Right. 2,500 seating capacity and that sort of thing. While highly anticipated, and I note that Minister Young would have asked the question in Parliament during the Standing Finance Committee to the Minister of Finance, and the response was that that project is no longer underway. Our reports have shown that it is a project that is supposed to be executed through the Office of the Prime Minister, and as such, the Office of the Prime Minister, along with our technical team, had a meeting with at least 3 weeks to a month ago about it. So I am yet to get confirmation that that project is off. As far as our engineering team are concerned, that project, they were called into a meeting at least a month ago, and the project seems on the way still through the Office of the Prime Minister. So I'm still waiting to find out through the Office of the Prime Minister and UDICOT where that project stands, but I'm hopeful because it's a project that will benefit not just the purchases and of Tunapuna Piako, but that is all of Trinidad and Tobago come to that space and benefit from that space.
I'm wondering why would a project like that be considered off?
Exactly. Exactly. So we're hopeful and we're waiting for more correspondence where that is concerned. So it's not the usual through Ministry of Sport. It was always through the Office of the Prime Minister. So I think we just need to find out. There's so many things lingering that we just don't know and we're not getting much confirmation on. So we are hopeful and we just wait on that confirmation.
Okay. All right. Well, of course, the other issue is Tunapuna Week. Has it ended?
It has. Last Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. So give us a sense of what happened, because I know I saw you a lot of successful pan parade. But you don't know what else happened.
Definitely, as our theme was celebrating our region, the progress and power of our region, we saw how powerful and how much our region is progressing. We started off with pan and powder. Trust me, that's my first pan and powder, and it was epic. I remember in 2022, I was speaking to Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore. I was not a chairman yet, but they had come to Macoya, and she said, we should do something. And I said, I always kept it in the back of my head. And it was so good to see that we came now some 3 years after to collaborate. And trust me, that was thousands of people coming on, or lining up on the main road between El Dorado and Osandville. And all, some of the major, the large, medium, small pan bands, they were all there. We had a time, and it was a healthy collaboration. The sponsors came on board to make it happen, thanks to the private sponsors that came on to ensure that was a success. And from there we took off. Our military parade was a success. I was happy to see that come off also, because as you know, there were several military parades cancelled for the year. So I was glad to see that come off. And then we moved on to our senior citizens outreach, where we were able to go into electoral districts, into the senior citizens' homes, and we were able to entertain them. We pampered them. YTEP came on board. We did massages, pedicures, manicures, hairdressing, barbering. As I said before, we had entertainment, we had food. Some of the homes, they lacked some machinery. We were able to give some washing machines and so forth. We cleaned their homes. We had cleaning products that we left with them. Also, we moved on to a cleanup on the Wednesday, where we cleaned up several districts, and we're moving into QREP. Out of this project is where we're going to do a future project in cleaning up QREP, right? The plan is to clean up QREP Junction and bring that space to a standard, and that is coming out of the Wednesday. On the Thursday, we had our commissioning of our police post, right? We started with that. That's something that is, I call it my testimony when I came in as a chairman, our CEO and our superintendent, they were saying, these officers, they're getting sick. We have lice falling from the top. We need to get something. And we had a project, a contract that was awarded, and we could not execute it then. And now we were able to execute it some years after. And, all glory to God, because trust me, we had no way out. And myself and CEO, we sat on it and we got them to bring back that project, and we got that police station executed. And then with that, we did a surveillance room. So we had some sponsors came on board to give us some screens. So we were able to do a surveillance room with about 8 screens where we'll be monitoring over 400 cameras in and around the region, all the way up to Aripo, Blanchisseuse, and other areas. We'll be monitoring dump sites. So both for security and public health reasons, we have these cameras that we'll be monitoring along with the TTPS. So our municipal police and TTPS will be monitoring. We've had a whole room outfitted for this purpose. So that was Thursday, where we dealt with security and policing. On Friday, we had our staff appreciation, where staff were pampered and we had games and so forth, just bringing council, that collaboration and just knitting together of the staff and our council. We had that on Friday at Constantine Recreation Ground. And on Saturday, we ended in the morning with our 5K. It was sold out within 4 days. We had 500 capacity sold out. We know next time what to do, because the region is all about health and wellness. And that was a huge success on the PBR between our Etihad, Savannah, and our market. So that was from 6 a.m. on Saturday, the 22nd. And on the evening, we ended off with our Miss Tunapuna Piako pageant at the Cipriani College, where we hosted our 2nd annual Miss Tunapuna Piako pageant. And coming first, we had Miss, and I don't want to get this wrong, Miss Kirapaji came first. Second, we had Miss Ozanville, Tunapuna. Third, we had Miss St. Augustine, South Piako, St. Helena. Right, so trust me, these girls, they worked hard, and they will be representing us throughout the rest of the year in several capacities. So that was a huge success, and we ended off our week with that. Every event was a huge success, and I must mention we started off with prayer at our St. Charles RC Church in Tunapuna, and we just took it off from there, from Friday to Saturday. Yeah, week of success.
As you mentioned, QF Junction earlier on, Chairman.
Yes.
There was, and we discussed it just recently, there was at one point in time a modern, highly sophisticated toilet facility that was placed.
Yeah. I was going to ask about that, but go ahead. Right? Yeah.
What are your QF Junction? I think about that toilet.
Yeah, I think about that too.
Yeah.
What
has ever become of that?
Well, you wouldn't imagine. I have asked about all of our assets and everything that we have, and I did a site visit at least 2 months ago because I wanted to see the state of it. And I mean, on all accounts, it can still be used.
It can't run, it's stainless steel.
So it is in our transport yard. It has to be maintained because we can't put that out there and it's not maintained. But it's something we are looking at. That and I have 2 other things that I saw that we can bring back, but we have to ensure that the maintenance is there. Because you could put that there and it could just be an ISO at some point. So all that is part of the plan.
Well, it's supposed to be self-maintaining, if my memory serves me right. It's supposed to be able to sustain itself in terms of
self-cleaning. It's supposed to be self-cleaning and stuff like that.
It is supposed to be, but somehow in this, as in our society these days, the way it works, there's some level of manpower needed. Still, regardless of how it is supposed to function. So it is something that we want to implement. As you know, we have a lot of new businesses in Kirep, especially near the junction. and they too would be coming on board with us to ensure that we bring and maintain the standard in and around that area. So there are several plans, but I'm really excited about that one, and some of the, and hopefully I can come on the program right before, because there's some modern things that we want to roll out there. Some things that I saw rolled out in Arima recently also.
Arima has something modern?
Yeah.
Richard, and you don't know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You ever passed through Arima and saw the modern LED screens? A sort of. Are
you talking about at the dial?
Manhattan, yeah. A sort of Manhattan.
But that's private. That's private enterprise. That's not the borough.
It's not the borough, but that is what you call a good public-private partnership. You could bring something like that to the region, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Chairman, I just want to ask you about Kirep in that area there where the taxis that are heading Chaguanas and South and those areas there. Some times that area is so untidy. I don't know, they self who are using it, put one set of bottles and all different kinds of things. What are you all doing to keep that area clean? And then because of the fact that all the taxis are always there, it's like all the oil that comes out of these cars that's on the roadways. It needs a good cleaning, and then there are some vendors a little lower down also closer to where the bus shed is. I don't know, what are your plans for that area?
Right, so we have been, and I know this, we have been working on the pre-work. So we have liaised with the vendors. We have served where we had to. That was featured on the media most recently, and I must say a lot of the vendors have been complying, and this was something raised by the councillor for the area for quite some time, and we took action where the illegal vending is concerned on the strip. However, there's a proposal that was done at least some years ago, even under former chairman Paul Leacock, so you know how much years we're speaking about. And this was spearheaded by Councillor Judy Garner, right? A full proposal on the revitalization of Kirep and what it will take. And now we've come to the point and realization that we have to roll out these plans, and we've gone back to the drawing board where that is concerned. And what it will take now is a special team. Usually what you have is teams roaming and moving around. So a team from Farm Road and that end, St. Joseph may come around there and clean and that kind of thing. We're going to put a team specific for that area. And that is the plan moving forward. So the teams will deal with the cleaning up of that area. Also, our public health officers and litter wardens, they are on board. We've had some new litter wardens and public health officers, and they will be on board with us to ensure that compliance and maintenance is upheld.
Well, one of the things that Tonapuna Piako also suffers from, like in most regions, is the issue of illegal dumping. Because you see it even sometimes along the PBR, and anywhere one person put on a piece of garbage, everybody else. How do you plan to deal with that?
The illegal dumping?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened is that we I must admit that we have a robust litter warden team, and they have been looking at, what I found is that they're going a lot into communities. They're really going into communities, and even recently I was speaking to some family of mine who live deep inside Darby, and they were like, yeah, well, they were here yesterday, but they were here last week, and I realized that they're really going into the communities. And what I've asked recently is that we don't forget the main road and the bus route and these areas that people travel on a regular basis. So they are paying more attention recently, especially with the addition of officers that were recently precepted, and they are doing the necessary in the common areas that we travel on a regular basis. That will now come with the derelict vehicle program that we're rolling out. Sour Laventil 2, they've rolled it out. And that program, our situation, as you know, is we hardly have space in the east. So we have identified 1 or 2 locations where we'd like to take these derelict vehicles. As you know, the aim is to ensure that we don't leave that site as an eyesore. So we've identified 2 locations. I've also spoken to our line minister, the Honorable Khadija Amin, who has asked that we also find another space of our own. And that space we can utilize for a wider, because as you know, the region is so wide, the space that we've gotten can only hold 150. And if we go through I could call some parts of the region that is really bad, we will fill that in no time. So the aim will be to find a bigger space. And then in our conversations with our Acting Commissioner of Police, the ACP for the region, they've identified where we can utilize some officers to man that space. So in each space that you identify, it must be manned by security or police. So we have been doing that. So we have identified one space to start, but we are looking to roll out in a wider space because the derelict vehicle situation is really bad also. That with the littering will take us into a better place. And I foresee by next calendar year, we will be cooking with gas where these 2 things are concerned.
Hope it's not one of those leaking tanks that we are hearing about. But Chairman, how is that an initiative with the security and the partnering with the business in Tunapuna with the cameras and that sort of? How has that been going?
Oh, that is really good to know. You know, the Eagle Eye project rolled out in Tunapuna through the Tunapuna Station Council. And from that inception, I always said that I wanted to be a part of it. You know, and we have always had our cameras set in our spaces where we have a lot of activity on a regular basis, our market, our cemetery, our cremation site, and so forth. And when the Eagle Eye project rolled out, I saw that in each of our electoral districts, there were cameras set up. And I went to the launch in Tunapuna Police Station, and I saw how beneficial it is. Several aspects of policing and surveillance and were assisted through this project. Obviously, for many reasons, I'm sure they can't say exactly how many and which and that sort of thing. But I always saw the need for our municipal police to be a part of that. And I mean, we had to get more screens to be able to look, to be able to monitor on all the cameras that they had available with 400 plus. And I must mention Courts and Furniture Plus who came on board to assist us with those screens. And we are now at a place where we can monitor the 400 plus spaces. As you would know, we added our element to it also because we have spaces like Demerara Road, Dump Road in our Blancheshire Santa Rosa district. We have Racecourse Road in the Karapo area. Those roads, these areas are really burdened with littering on a regular basis. So our aim is to add some cameras there. Also, as you know, where security and policing is concerned, what has happened in the past in a repo and those areas. So we'll be adding some cameras there. We've got some sponsorship of at least 10 or so cameras, and these cameras will be going up there. So it's really good to merge our monitoring of our spaces with the wider monitoring of each electoral district with the 400 to 500 plus cameras that we are now monitoring, and we have officers trained to add to the surveillance team there. So we've just gotten 17 new officers actually into our station. It was good that we got the 17 new officers. We got the police station refurbished. This was a project from since last year that was completed. And together with all of that, policing and security is on another level now in the Tunapuna Piarco region. Yeah.
You know, Chairman Austin, I saw on social media, maybe within the last couple of months, a talk about the Eddie Hart League being changed in name. Is there any truth to that?
Well, from my, when I heard about that, I did my own research, and you know, I think the idea is, you know, as people would come on board and have different leagues. I understand Minister David Nakid has his DNA league. All right, I got a correspondence yesterday because while, you know, with everything there's some kind of, you know, unknown, is an unknown situation. So while I thought the games were being played in the stadiums, I got a correspondence asking about games being played in our recreational spaces in the region. So that's something we're reviewing. But even before that, I took the time to listen as to why persons are saying it is now a new league and the name is changed. And I saw that he would have likened what he's trying to do to a new era of something that has passed. What I do know is that we have great respect for Mr. Eddie Hart on whether you're PNM, UNC, ILP, whatever. We have great respect for that space, that savannah, and that pavilion. And coupled with that, we have great respect for the league. And for quite some time, even my former counselor who I took over from, and my former coach who I grew up playing with from the age of 10, the Trinity Nationals, Mr. Joel Warwick, he has taken over the running of the league, and coupled with support from myself and other stakeholders, the aim is to ensure that the Eddie Hart League stays alive, and it is rebranded, but the name stays. And I know plans for that is on the way. You know, so I don't foresee any new league forming. I don't know why it was a comparison, but plans are on the way for the Eddie Hart League, the return of the Eddie Hart League after the pandemic. So I will choose in my capacity to separate the leagues. As you know, there's Republic Cup. In the past, there was Milo Cup. There's the Tier 1 Premier League, Tier 1, Tier 2, East Zone. There's several leagues. Some persons decide to use their name. No problem with that. But at the end of the day, that is that. And the Eddie Hart League is the Eddie Hart League. I'm not certain why one will take the time to compare and seem to personally replace. But I don't think it's wise to do so. Yeah. So I would be very humble at this time and state that we are still honoring the man Eddie Hart and what he's done. Even my father played in the Eddie Hart League with a team named Upstarts, and my father is well over 65. So it's something that we continue to honor. And at this time, I don't mind us rebranding to a modern stand, you know, in that area right there where it is at Eddie Hart Savannah. There's a main road ground, there's the ground on the bus route, and we usually host games there. And that is the Eddie Hart League. If one has to have a wider league in other parts of the country, that is that. But the Eddie Hart League is the Eddie Hart League.
Right. Chairman, let me just make a plea for some people I was talking to across on Orange Grove in the back there by where Blue Waters and stuff is in the back there. I forgot what it's called, the area there. But from
Orange Grove, yeah.
Orange Grove.
Yeah,
Orange Grove South.
Yeah, because I had to go across there the other day. I am on the northern side, right? To get across there, I actually had to walk across there now. And talking to the folks, there were some couple of little shops and who were living in the back there. And they said that they have no taxi service from there to the main road, you know. And a lot of the workers who are working even in those areas who don't have transport have to use a lot of other forms of transportation to get in the back there, which costs them a whole lot of money. And if they had a taxi service from Orange, from the main road, to take them across to that area there.
Okay, that is
so
something.
That's something that you ought to look at.
Yeah, that is something. Because we also have some new factories that are opening there that will increase the amount of employment opportunities. So that's something I'll have to look into, because I note we had recommended some persons and sent some recommendation letters for persons that came to my office, and that was one of the questions they asked. And now that we have more employment opportunities in the back there, I would really have to inquire as to how that could be set up. I know that was something we did before with respect to those who are going to the Piaco airport and on that side, and there has been one set up in Aruca for that. So I will look into this one now in Orange Grove and see what is needed. And yeah, that's a good suggestion. I'll look into that.
Thanks, Sach.
All right. Well, we just about closing our interview. Any other issues that you want to raise, Chairman Austin?
No, I mean the Tunapuna Piaco Regional Corporation, we tend to find ways, especially through public-private partnerships, to get the job done. So I'm very thankful for some of the partners that have come on board to ensure that we have some healthy collaborations. I want to mention we have some upgrade of our grounds that are coming, some significant upgrades, and we have already added 2 partners, Pennywise and TCL, Trinidad Cement Limited. They've come on board to assist us in 2 of our grounds. We have at least 2 more that are pending. Where road restoration is concerned, we're doing a collaboration. We continue with TCL using a product that they have that is working really well. We've tried it on Racecourse Road, which is a heavily trafficked road. And we continue to do whatever it is where development projects, wherever initiatives and events are concerned, wherever road restoration, ground maintenance and ground upgrades and that sort of thing, we're making it happen. So I urge the wider Trinidad to be able to look at our social media pages, our Facebook, our Instagram, because we are really active in Tunapuna Piaco, and we really love the support of the region that came out in their colors and in their numbers, most importantly, in our Tunapuna Week celebration. And we continue to do whatever is best for our Burgesses.
Yeah.
So blessings and thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Chairman Austin. All right.
Nice.
We'll chat again at some other time.
Blessings.
Right?
Nice.
Take care. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, that was Josiah Austin, Chairman of the Tunapuna Piaco Regional Corporation, weighing in on some issues in Tunapuna. Tunapuna is a huge area. He has a tough job.
It is.
Trust me. And it's made up of all different types of infrastructure and people and so on. It's a tough job, but I wish him all the best, you know. Right?
It really is a large area.
Yeah, it is a huge area, you know. So I know we couldn't respond to all the issues on the chat, but who knows? We'll get him back at another time and give you all the chance, all right?
All right, so we are going for the 8 o'clock news, and we will be back, so stay with us.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. The United States Embassy in Port of Spain has clarified that no foreign government is involved in its visa decisions. This comes just days after Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander reportedly wrote to the embassy requesting support for visa revocations against individuals spreading what he described as destabilizing content in Trinidad and Tobago. The discussion follows last week's revocation of the U.S. visa belonging to activist and businessman Gary Aboud. The embassy stated it does not revoke visas based on free expression, but may do so in cases involving criminal activity. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar also confirmed her government had no role in the matter, saying U.S. visa decisions fall solely under the jurisdiction of Washington. The embassy says all visa matters are determined independently and based on U.S. law. Police and prison officers carried out a major intelligence-led operation at the maximum security prison in Aruca on Tuesday, uncovering a large stash of contraband hidden inside the ceiling ventilation system. Between 5:30 and 9 p.m., officers crawled several meters through cramped vent spaces, searching for items believed to be stored there by an organized contraband network. By the end of the sweep, they recovered 62 cell phones, 235 packs of cigarettes, 3 kilograms of marijuana, 8 grams of cocaine, weapons including a shortened cutlass and knife, along with digital scales, electrical circuits, power banks, Wi-Fi equipment, and over $2,000 in cash. Also seized were tattoo needles, headsets, chargers, clothing items, and other prison-banned material. Officials say it is one of the most significant finds inside the MSP in recent years. The operation was coordinated by Police Commissioner Alistair Guevaro and supervised by senior prison officers and specialized police units. Some of the laptops promised to Form 1 students have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago, marking progress on the government's reinstated laptop program. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Patarath confirmed that the shipment was delivered through TT Post, with B-Mobile acting as the procurement agency and his ministry overseeing the process. He said most of the devices are expected to arrive within the next 2 weeks, and distribution to students should begin shortly after the Ministry of Education receives them. Patarath described the initiative as another promise kept by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar, highlighting features such as laptop bags with charging ports. About 18,000 devices are to be provided to students for the new school year, a return to a program first launched between 2010 and 2015. Education stakeholders have welcomed the move, calling it an investment in technology access and student development. The Ministry of Homeland Security has launched a full investigation into what it calls a disturbing immigration encounter involving a hearing-impaired U.S. visitor at the Piarco International Airport. Minister Roger Alexander met virtually with the traveler Shantice McKenzie, who detailed her experience and concerns about the treatment she received while seeking assistance for her disability. Alexander and senior officials issued a formal apology on behalf of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, saying immigration officers must reflect values of dignity, respect, and national hospitality. The minister announced enhanced training for all immigration personnel, focusing on customer service, disability awareness, and communication with travelers needing special assistance. He says any officer found to have breached protocol will face disciplinary action and assured that visitors must feel welcomed and supported in Trinidad and Tobago. In the region, even as United States Military Chief General Dan Kane arrived in Trinidad and Tobago yesterday, large demonstrations unfolded just across the Gulf of Paria in Venezuela. In Caracas, at least 3 major roadways were shut down for a 5-kilometer march organized by the ruling United Socialist Party. Hundreds took to the streets waving flags, drumming and chanting loyalty to the Venezuelan nation, with Justice Minister Diosdado Cabello among those present. The marches continued as General Kane spent just 2 hours in Trinidad and Tobago, meeting Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar. They discussed drug trafficking and transnational crime amid increased United States military presence in the Caribbean, including more than 15,000 troops and multiple warships. The U.S. says its deployment aims to curb narcotics entering its shores, while Venezuela's leadership insists its people will defend sovereignty and never surrender. In international news, soldiers in Guinea-Bissau say they have taken control of the country, appearing on state television just hours after gunfire was reported near the presidential palace, 3 days after national elections. A military spokesperson announced that the president has been deposed, all state institutions suspended, borders closed, and media activity halted. He claimed the army uncovered a plot to manipulate election results with the involvement of politicians, foreign nationals, and a known drug trafficker, but provided no evidence. Both incumbent President Umaro Sissoko Embalo and opposition candidate Fernando Diaz da Costa had already declared victory, even though official results were not yet released. Embalo later told French media he had been arrested, but not harmed. This marks yet another coup in West Africa. And Guinea-Bissau, long troubled by instability, remains a key transit point for the Latin America to Europe drug trade. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
The other day I went Venezuela and I fall in love with a señorita. I hardly know the lingo, but I really know what she know.
It's a time for giving, caring, and sharing.
It's things like this that get me mad. Who stole the rubbish from my yard?
A time for loving and remembering what really matters most. Greater than from our family to yours. Merry Christmas and a blessed season from New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gaia Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Like cake sell-off, pastel sell-off, ham and pepper sauce, candles of course, decor and jewelry, clothes for you and me, everything sell-off.
This Christmas, come down to the Center of Excellence Terrenia Hall on Sunday, November 30th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the Sell-Off Christmas Market. Over 100 local vendors bringing the best of Trinbago, food, fashion, crafts, and pure Christmas vibes. Brought to you by the Passers-by TT in partnership with the ODEM Global Group. Visit passersbytt.com for updates.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need out to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The number one comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only, Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall, and at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the number one play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it.
Well, it's Thursday. The weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. Of course, you don't leave foul to watch corn is on next week, Saturday, the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa in San Fernando. Our final show as Theatre 2025 comes to an end. So this is our final show. The next time you see us, it will be in 2026. So get your tickets at the outlets which already have tickets and which are already selling tickets. K-Squared Fashion, C3 Center, K-Squared Fashion, Brentwood Mall, and Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. You can get tickets at the Sapa box office from Monday, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And of course, tickets available online. You can purchase tickets online. Check RSRR Productions Theater on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for your information on how to accomplish that. And you can purchase your tickets online and collect them on the day of the show. All right, so this is where we wrap it up. Of course, we want to say thank you to Josiah Austin, the chairman of the Tunapuna-Piakro Regional Corporation, for joining us this morning. I mean, it was an interview, long in coming, was since Monday we were supposed to have it, but of course, we got it done today. I had to duck out just close to the end of that interview. My apologies. But somebody was outside, so I had to go and deal with it. So that's it for today. Any words, Wendell?
No, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Yeah, of course, New Era TT Radio continues with the rest of the programming for the rest of the day on NewEraTTRadio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So keep with the excellent programming throughout the day. Of course, you'll see us bright and tomorrow morning, which will be Friday, the weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all Americans, Trini Americans, Ital. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving today. Of course, special shout out to my sister and my cousins who live in the United States, and my nephew and nieces. Happy Thanksgiving. Of course, I'll speak to you all at some point during the day. Have a great one, people. This has been The Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show and